welcome to the inaugural event of the Thames Ditton and Esher Cinema Club. As a long-term fan of the movies, I felt it appropriate to pass on some thanks and give you some idea of the format for the future events. After what has been heralded as a resounding success at our first meeting, which was held in the Odeon Esher, and at this stage I must thank the Odeon and all the staff, particularly Nick's wife Kirsten, for allowing us to use the facilities, which I'm sure you will all agree was absolutely magnificent. Kirsten has promised to provide a guest pass for each and every event, which will then be distributed to the lucky winner of the raffle, which, after matching skill sets, Matt seems to be the most appropriate candidate, and indeed he has kindly agreed to organise the raffle next time. Thanks must obviously go to our sponsor, Knight James, and the owner Paul Basson, whose vision, tenacity and pure selfishness enabled this to get off the ground. The club, I mean, not Paul. Obviously, getting him off the ground would be a feat far beyond our capabilities. Thanks also to Lorne for volunteering to look after the accounts. This was actually after some discussion with Alan about whose accounting skills were the best, but I believe it was when Lorne promised Alan a monocycle in his rear passage that Alan kindly agreed to let Lorne take the mantle. When we say accounts, read into this the whip, which was the cause of some confusion later on at the restaurant, where I must say the proprietor there made a wonderful effort at such short notice with such a gastronomic feat. Thanks also to Giles, who unfortunately could not join us at the after-show event due to work commitments and the shock, I believe, of realising he had spent the evening with a group of adolescent morons on the coast of paedophilia, judging by the rest of the audience in the cinema, that is. He has, however, agreed to provide eco-friendly transport. This is for us all at our next event, which would negate the need for arrogant ethnic taxi drivers arriving and disappearing at the most inconvenient of times during the meal. Anyway, without labouring and taking too much of your time, please complete the membership application and return to Paul as soon as possible. Now, I know at section 2 it does ask for your sexual connotation, and with a strict rule, gentlemen, and I stress it must be adhered to, there are no gays allowed in the club. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but at this stage, due to the distance travelled and the effort he makes enticing plunge into the group, Paul Hurley has been given special dispensation to remain a member, despite his obvious tendencies to bat both ways, and therefore a special clause has been added enabling to remain a member. I would stress that we all have to take turns sitting next to Paul, and not just leave the burden with his new best friend Bob. Anywho, without further ado, I'm looking forward, as I'm sure we all are, to the next meeting with dates to be disseminated soon. We are actually trying to catch the 3D digital remastered version of Brideshead Revisited. I can't wait for that one. I'll see you all again soon, and remember, what happens at Cinema Club stays in Cinema Club.